This is the few strange moments before people join us and we actually start welcoming people. And it is slightly odd for the person leading when he knows there's nobody there yet. You know, there's an indication of how many people are watching. So as you start, well, yes, there's nobody watching to start with, and who knows? I might go through the whole session doing the talking. Anyway, good morning. There are a couple of people joining us now, and you're very welcome. And as you know, we're going to do the loving kindness meditation, and we have a precious few minutes to set ourselves up. I did see the introduction that Alex did yesterday, and thought it was very good. The way she paid attention to. Good morning, James, Jamie. Good morning, Margaret. Good morning, Shobit. Yeah, it was very good to remind us, taking time to set ourselves up well. And she pointed out things like be comfortable, and if you think you might need some tissues during the meditation. I would never have thought of that. Morning, Lynn. And so it is worth reminding ourselves. I mean, we might be old hands at this, but we still need to be reminded. We might have slipped into bad habits, but yeah, a bit of setting up and arriving. I mean, it's too late now, but one way to prepare for meditation is to do some gentle exercise. I often do a bit of Tai Chi, a bit of Qi Kung, and because it's not too strenuous and it's not getting the heart pumping, and you're still going to have a fairly refined energy. So it does wake you up, ready for the meditation. And in meditation, ideally, you have an energy flowing, which is fairly refined, and but it's important. The energy is so sort of essential. So that you can stay with the thing that you're focusing on. If you do start to drift, you can bring yourself back with some awareness. So preparation and setting ourselves up, it's really key. And maybe just saying to yourself, well, I'm going to make the most of this precious opportunity, this whatever it is, half an hour, 35 minutes. Not just slipping into like some kind of dull routine because you sort of imagine, well, this is something I should be doing or something like that. No, it's good to do it and relish it, and irrespective of whether you get into happy, blissful states or not, you can be happy that you're working with your mind. They call meditation, or it's known as the royal road, because it's the fast way to the heights of good living and wherever we're wanting to head. So we've got another moment or two before we actually get started. Morning, Ian. And I was leading an intro course here in Blackburn, well, on Zoom, obviously, last night. And it was the last of the series. And one of the things we were focusing on was the hindrances that you might come across in meditation. And of course, one of the hindrances is anxiety and restlessness. And it did strike home, partly because I know that that's something I need to work with. And one of the remedies was, I'll read this out. One good way of dealing with anxiety and restlessness outside meditation is to get more exercise. So that struck home quite strongly. It's not been my favorite occupation, but I'm not too old to change. I'm going to embrace exercise as a way of mitigating or working against my tendency to anxiety. So good morning, Jenny, and good morning, Sarah. So just a word before we actually get into the meditation. I did get some feedback from last week's session to say that some people struggle with the silences. I tend to just say a few words at the start of each stage of the meditation, and then let people sort of get on with their practice, their meditation. And we have a 5-minute section. But obviously, some people were unhappy with that, and it did cause me to reflect. Well, we need silence. I mean, it's one thing if you're expecting to be in a led meditation and there's no gaps at all, you might not find yourself experiencing what's there to be experienced. It's a bit like you drop a pebble into a pool, for example, saying, may I be well and happy, but you have to wait a while for the effects or for the message to arrive in your mind. So good morning, Helen and Helen. So I think it's important that we take on board, you need some silence. So I'm not advocating if somebody's quite new to meditation and they're not quite sure of how to sort of work in each section, for example. Well, yes, it's fair enough. I will try and drop in more reminders, but please take on board the need for some silence at least, so that you do get to experience yourself. There's a wonderful phrase to describe meditation: it reveals and heals. But of course, it can't heal if it's not been able to reveal. So I would say, do allow for some silence. And if you get in touch with uncomfortable feelings, just try to sort of bring a kind awareness to that. And, it's just what's there in your mind. So hello, Karen. Right, we better get started. We're doing the kindness meditation. And as promised, I will say a little bit more as we go into the different stages. So in the first stage, we're developing loving kindness towards ourselves. We don't have expectations of suddenly feeling gushing warmth, and it is to a degree about the intention, but we can try various methods, and very often we can just start with dropping in a phrase: may I be well, may I be happy, may I be making progress. But I also like to add in other things at times, so it might be you're remembering things people have said. You're remembering occasions where people have really appreciated you. It's very important, in trying to cultivate self-love. It's really important to know you're appreciated by others. So perhaps that's a good element to bring in. It's not just you're dredging up love for yourself. No, there are people who love you. You can reflect on that and tune into that. And then as we go through the meditation, I'll drop in a few more sort of little hints, and yeah. So to start, it's the contact with the ground. We're earthing ourselves, as it were. So to help to bring us out of our heads, our thinking, and our preoccupations with things, just get in touch with the body. So the feet on the ground, the bottom on the chair or the cushion, and just spend a moment or two actually experiencing what's there. Maybe even be aware of the clothing around your knees, around the stomach, and then the shoulders, whatever's hanging off the shoulders. Just have an awareness of the face and the head. And if there is any tension around the neck and the shoulders, just imagine lightly brushing that away. Let the shoulders go down. Maybe even say to yourself, relax, let go, relax. Nothing to do, nothing to worry about. Just relax into the meditation. So in this first stage, developing loving kindness towards ourselves, may I be well and happy, making progress. I can try to recollect times when I was happy. Bring to mind occasions that I really enjoyed, or experienced people praising me. Maintain an awareness of your heart area. And if you want to, you can imagine light, warmth. Think to yourself, I'm a caring person. If you start to get distracted, just bring yourself back, but in a kindly way. Don't fall into being judgmental. Whatever you feel is just fine. It's about the intention to feel loving kindness towards ourselves. Now, in the second stage, developing loving kindness towards a good friend. So you might remember times you've spent together and bring to mind their qualities, in effect, rejoicing in them. You might remember times you've spent together Remember that they're breathing, possibly even meditating at the same time as us. They might even be thinking of us. You can have a playful approach. Perhaps imagine giving your friend a present and the way their face lights up. Try to bring to mind your friend's face. See them smiling. You can thank them for their kindnesses. Thank them for being such a good friend. Now in the next section, it's the so-called, well, the person you don't really know, the neutral person. You don't have feelings for them one way or another. It could be the person who serves you in the convenience store. But now you try to make them more of a human being. You bear in mind, well, they've got friends and family. They've got their lives to lead. They're living and breathing at the moment just like you are. In fact, they're just like you. So may they be well and happy, making progress in their lives. So maintaining an awareness of the heart area, the light and the warmth that you want to emanate from there. Bring yourself back to an awareness of this person you don't really know, but developing a kindly awareness of them, an interest in them. Just think, if you're friendly towards them, you might actually become friends. And now it's the so-called person we find difficult. So we've got struggles with them. They might have done something to us, or there's been an upset, but we have the intention, at least, of trying to make that okay. And we can start with our own heart, our own feelings towards them, and trust that will have an effect. So may they be well, happy, making progress. We might bear in mind that they have friends. They have people who like them and love them. So whilst we have difficulties with them, they must have some good qualities. If you find your feelings are a bit too difficult, you can return to the first stage, develop loving kindness towards yourself again. We're not looking for overnight success. Difficult emotions, difficult feelings, they probably take time to resolve. In your imagination, you could perhaps see the person and see them being on good terms with you. Having difficulties with people can poison our own hearts. So it is worth the effort. Develop kindness. Now in the final section, we return to the four previous people, just reconnect with ourselves, with the good friend, so-called neutral person, and then the person we find difficult. So may they all be well, happy, making progress. But then we can start to take our metta, our loving kindness, outwards. So perhaps everyone in the immediate environment, everyone in your home, may they all be well and happy. Everyone doing this meditation with us, people you know and don't know, may they all be making progress. May their suffering be eased. In your imagination, you can see people in different areas going about their business, and you want them to be well. You have the intention, at least. May they all be happy. for the whole of the town or the city that you're in, whether it's York or Blackburn or Nottingham or Preston. May everyone in that area, may they all be well. And just keep extending outwards this well-wishing, this desire for people to be well and happy. So the whole country, and across into Europe, all these different people in all these different cultures with different languages, basically they're the same as we are. They feel like we feel. They have their dreams and aspirations. So may they be well. May their lives be fruitful. You can imagine traveling right around the world, across all the continents, placing no barriers, no limits. Even the so-called enemy states like Russia or China, the people just like us with families, may they all be well. May they all be living in peace. May people who are suffering at the moment be relieved of their pain. And we can include the animals. May they be well and happy in their own ways. So to draw the meditation to a close, just spend a moment or two doing nothing, relaxing, experiencing the fruits of the meditation, simply being. So I hope your day goes well. And I think loving kindness meditation is a great start to the day. I think it does set you up really well. And at some point in the day, you might return to it and remember, if you're in a stressful moment, like in the supermarket, and you can't get served or something like that, just remember, well, I was practicing this morning, and you might reconnect with the good feelings. So yeah, oh, somebody's saying thank you, Helen. Right, yeah, yeah. Everyone have a good day, and well, tomorrow we do it again, don't we? To be honest, I'm not sure whether it's Shaki Padar tomorrow. I've got a feeling she might be on a holiday, but or sorry, a retreat. So all the best to everyone, and hope that that sort of sets you up for the day. Thank you.